Okay, try 1 and 2. We're live. History in the making right here. Why hasn't it been signed? Bro, don't play right now. '18th of July, 1995. Oh boy. It's like, you know, when you're not expecting something to happen, but then it does. That was kind of like what the first day that the volcano blew up in Montserrat was like. Any minute now, let me just check and make sure. Yep, we're going. Wow. You see, that's part of the issue, yeah. That's part of the issue, yeah. I invited all of these people. Like, I told him about it. I told her about it. Crystal about it. The rest about it. But now that it's actually grinding's time, they're not around. It seems like it's really hard to get them in. Chat room, such is life. Ooh, I just have to catch that for you. Kiki, do you? No. Yeah. But I'm gonna get rid of that. On that morning, like, it's pretty normal. Nobody expected anything to happen, like, for real. And I was dressed up all fancy. Yeah, that's part of the reason I also waited till 6. I was hoping for the number jump. But anyway, I was dressed up all fancy and same outfits. No, and nobody call my name right now. Like, I tried really hard, yeah, for real. We tried really hard this time to make sure that this wasn't a solo event like my live streams usually are, but where are the actors? Like, I advertised it so much. It was even on Reddit with the line and the explaining, like, where are they? Oh, boy. I suppose this is what you have to pay real actors. Anyway, let me just chill. Just waiting for the arrow to pop up. So I have to wait, y'all, but I'm waiting to see my dress pop into focus. Let me just do this from scratch. I can't waste any time. All right, tops. First of all, let me get to my old house. And just invite back the people that I know are gonna listen. And let's try. Oh, she has to load first. Okay, good. Welcome to where our old house was. Right here. Ooh, not sure how that happened. Oh, wait, I must have hit the lifting point. Anyway, so like I said, okay, catch the feel, catch the feel, catch the feel. Our morning was pretty much like any other. I dressed up fancy that day because it was the 90s, and every now and again you just got to dress good to feel good about yourself, you know? That day it was my fancy bell top. Wearing, like, when an event is enough that you remember exactly what you were wearing 23 years ago. Sela, remove. Okay. And tops. Let's go with the, I think, which part goes first? Bottom. But all of this stuff specifically for this play. Just feel like this doesn't have enough power. I'm trying to like redo. Okay, and also I'm not being too indecent because this is supposed to represent the 90s. Tops. Give me this. Bottoms. No, Claudine is talking. Okay. Waiting for the skirts. Oh, there we are. And what could be done if I was this person who find themselves in this situation 1 year after past holiday? Shoes. It is something I think that people in the country. And somebody needs to ask the question, what is the reason why this is so? And if there's anything that anyone can do to help that situation, just food for thought. The other thing is that last week on the program, I spoke a bit about what must be first as danger zone, and I suggested that tigers come first and people move beyond that. We have to see Montserrat now as all inclusive and be able to tap into all the resources that we have in this country. And from my standpoint, I felt that it is time for us to start referring to that area as the danger zone or the exclusion zone. But when we speak of the exclusion zone, what we're doing is limiting ourselves and our limited resources. Let's do this thing first. I was really surprised that one of people said, Master, I agree with you. We have to start thinking beyond the boundaries. So, I want to talk about those persons who came and commented. Of course, there were also persons who felt that it's not for us to decide that. But the question is, if we as Montserrat can decide what to do in this country, then who will? Time us quite people as people, we have to take decisions and take the bull by the horn and do whatever is necessary. Get us out of this position where we are and the ultimate beggars. We need to find creative ways to develop this country. So at this point, I would like to take a little bit and then go John. Okay, that was the outfit of the day. Is my earrings in? There we go. Which is called Gladina. Let me get over here. Okay, you can see it. Now that this retro Hollywood House of Casablancas look to her. And it was summer. She wasn't as tall as she was now. Okay, let me start writing this. Yeah, so now that morning, Gladina had this House of Casablanca look to her. Like exactly how you see her dressed now, that was pretty much how she looked then. We tried to be faithful to the accuracy. I'll invite Nixon's Crystal later. And what happened that day also was that there was this. What happened also that day was that there was a ball game of sorts being held by Virgin Islands with Gladina's friends. So she got dressed up in her pants we had bought 2 years ago. You know, retro fashion with the rainbow bow and her red earrings that we had up to the late 2000s. And she went to Virgin Islands after drinking her mint tea. Yeah, so Gladina went there to go check out what was going on at Virgin Islands. Let me see now. Gladina, can you go to Virgin Islands? I'll pan out. Okay, let me just go to that area. Now, I didn't follow her per se, but yeah, that's basically how it went. Just take the shortcut. This is supposed to be St. George's Hill right here. Constantins. Let me get across into Park Hill. Up, up, up. Oh, she's not here yet. Let me just wait for a minute so that you guys can. I'll open up the car later. Let me just check. Ooh, yes, to the sweet spot now. Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna wait for Gladina. Always to be somewhere around here. Okay, yeah, she's reached. Like that. Let me see if I can fix up her outfit so it does have that look like she had, because she really looked like a movie actress, the little one. She's like about 7. Fixie. Okay, great. Right, and I stayed on back by my old house. This would be Richmond Hill. By the way, guys, this is a volcano. I know it doesn't even really look like a volcano. At one point, it was just so green. Huh. Anyway, so I stayed home. And this house, it was my husband's house. He built it first, but like it was the uncle's land. So like over here, that house belonged to his uncle, and he had gotten the land from the uncle and built it before he married me. And then we moved into it, and it was a pretty okay place. Like we used to have our stove there. I put it in. I'm not sure if it's in there right now though. Yeah. And our little bookshelf and our radio and all of that. Life was good. We even had like a little farm outside going. If you notice, I put in like a lot extra farms over in the north as well from what's normally there, because back in the day there were more farmers on Montserrat. So yeah. And that morning over by us too, we also had baby Krista. Let me see if I can log in for her right quick. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just see if I can invite her quickly. Now, Krista was 1, and it took a lot to be able to have her looking correct, like an actual 1-year-old should, because if you know anything about Amview, for some reason, they don't like having kids there. Okay, zoom. Just waiting for her to get that invite. So I can tell you like what she was doing. Come on, invite. Any second now. Why isn't this working? Come on. Sorry, everything technical has its difficulties. And this isn't even going so perfect right now. I feel like it's missing a type of power that I had like 2 days ago. So yeah, Ruth, come on, Crystal, get online. Let me log out and log back in and see if that helps. Try now. Okay, good, finally. She's there. Anyway, so yeah. She was 1 year old. I mean, sometimes it feels like the volcano was a short time ago, but when you really look at all the people who've grown up since then, and all the people who weren't alive, and all the people who don't remember what happened that day, it really wasn't. That's part of the reason why we're doing this. So Crystal's probably loading out in braids. Let me just send her a quick message when you're done loading. Crystal, come out to... Yeah, so get out some other nukes when you're done. Okay. Let's see now. there. Now, on that day, Krista was playing with the radio with her 1-year-old self. I know she's so cute. See, we made her really small, and we gave her the right color hair, and we gave her dimples. Just, but yeah. She was there playing with the radio. Can I move her? Let me see if I can turn her around or something. No, I can't turn her around. Nope, I can't. Anyway, so she's playing with the radio, right? And this is how it happened. I wish the husband actor was here. And I'm just looking at her because it's 1995. We don't have that much technology to do. It's not like I have a phone to look at. And this was a volcano about like 2 miles west over there. And it had a waterfall, and it used to come down into a pool that was always warm. What's it called? Heated springs, something like that. Yeah. And then several things happened. The first of which was, as I told the other chick, we're inside there and we hear this kaboom. And then, like I told the other guy by Braids, this kid comes running on and saying Pompeii, Pompeii. But like when I told him it's more like he goes running on, he's like Pompeii, Pompeii. So we go outside to look to see what looks like Pompeii, and sure enough, it had put out its first ash cloud. Now, for this, I specifically bought some ash cloudings to make it look realistic. Let me just get rid of here so that you can see. Right, there we are. S4. Enter. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I can open a cloud. I bought a cloud specifically for this, y'all. I came prepared. There we are. The first cloud, it was kind of like, it went up like this. Now, mark you, like, nobody knew that this was a volcano. We didn't expect it at all. We weren't as educated about volcanoes then, and like to really get to the core truth of it, we hadn't been told as much. Is that the cloud there? I know it's just gonna ram itself right back out to St. John's if I try to move this thing. I think that might be the cloud right there. This thing here. I'm trying to raise it up. Sometimes you have different problems and idea. Come on, I mean. Yeah. Trying to get the cloud to go up. Add another one. This isn't so good. Anyway, so the first cloud went up, and Gladina is not there. She's all the way out in the Virgin Island playing ball with a friend. I'm over there. This volcano's blowing up. We don't know what to do. And like the thing about it is that day it was going off every 10 minutes. So like you think it would be okay, and then 10 minutes later, S4 again. Another eruption. I just kept doing that over and over again. This is from a hill that we've never ever seen do that before, though. Mark you. We ain't too far from the volcano. That's another part of it. We were actually very lucky that it gave a sort of warning shot first, because what the volcano can also do is called a pyroclastic flow. And what a pyroclastic flow is basically it sends molten, let me X this, and up. What a pyroclastic flow is, the volcano will send molten metal, so for instance, it did it like that down the rivers, and like because it's molten metal, you know how when molten metal is poured and like stuff catches fire, imagine a whole river full of molten metal. everything's around there is catching fire. Sila. But it didn't do that first. It just put up some ash clouds. So that was lucky. And it didn't even like ash on the first day, like how it rains ash after an ash cloud goes up. It didn't do that for the first day. The ash clouds are just going up and up and up every 10 minutes. Now for this part, I need a second actor. After a while, since like we're getting concerned, and then you hear on the radio after a while, the volcano has erupted. But because Montserrat is like a crowd of hills, what happened, or like as I said it the last time, you know how when you're in a crowd, if somebody like 5 rows down from you in the crowd sets off this colored smoke bomb, you're not quite too going to be able to tell who did it. Well, that was kind of what happened to Jesteron. When you're at that volcano, it's like, what volcano? And some people, right, they went over to the gold volcano that is on Montserrat called Gages Safrere. Yeah, there's a hill that makes gold. Basically, it's in its rough state, so it's not so shiny, but if you take it to a whetstone, it is beautiful. Anyway, and some people even went to Fogarty Hill, including my husband. Because, in the words of him, like, this is a really big mountain. I always suspected this of being a volcano, y'all. You see why I wanted the actor to show up? I didn't want to be, like, by myself doing this as usual. And mark you, all this time, Gladina is over by Virgin Island over here. And you can't just drive straight on Montserrat. She would have to, like, go riggy, all around the world, come back to Southern, come back to it. It takes about 10 minutes to get home, and meanwhile, this volcano 2 miles behind us is going off like every 10 minutes. Boom, ash cloud. Boom, another ash cloud. Yeah, so I actually got an old school car to look like the car that Gladina got a ride home in. Let me see if I can. Is he gonna show up? Please, dear God, let him show up. It's important, man. I like told y'all about this. I'm just waiting. By the way. Inviting, waiting for a reply. This is taking forever. And you see, Gladina was also supposed to have a friend up here playing ball with her. Like, literally, I told more than 20 people about this, and none of them can show up on the day when I told them. Come on, please, somebody, don't disappoint me. Show up. Let me see if I can invite her. In the meantime, let me just open up the car that I bought to look like what she had. Here it is. This car is actually animated. It can actually drive. Wait, who's that? Did she arrive? Let me just ask. Gladina. Did you tell, it says, Gladina, did you tell your friends anything? Okay, Gladina says we saw the ash cloud from where we were over in the distance. And I said, yo, that looks like somebody demolished the building. Oh, yeah. You know, like when the World Trade Center fell down and it was all this like a rickety ash cloud, something like that for real. Or back in the 90s, what was more common is seeing like people in the United States do, what do you call it, stated demolitions or something like that. So you can see the building come down. So we went in his car over to you because we weren't sure what was going on. Where did the car show up? Like literally, I brought this old school car. Spent a lot of money on it. Of course, Jazzy didn't answer. What is up with everyone today, man? I sent out more than 10 invitations so far. Open. Learn something every day. I didn't really not write, so open. This was something like the car that they had. Let me just move it over to the left. To the left, to the left. So Gladina would have been in this car. Yeah, she would have. Glad you go driving. He wouldn't have looked like that, but yeah, you get the point. This car has several triggers. Oh, what's the first one? Is it drive? Yeah. You can see the wheel move. And then Gladina gets back home after a while. And then when she comes home, she's like, no, let me see if I can remember her quote right. It's like, girl, what is going on? Whose house got knocked down? Something like that. But it wasn't a house, it was a volcano. Volcano, we didn't even know it was a volcano. You know what? Okay, it's time to break. I'm gonna do part 2 tomorrow. I promise, I promise, I promise. Maybe by then, or maybe when I get more actors, because there's still like a couple more people's stories who I have to tell. I made a house like for some of my friends and for my other friend, and just the God one, man. Anyway, okay. Stop broadcast. I'll come back. I promise. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'm not mama, man.